Okay, this is a problem I'm going to have you guys work on called an investigative task. Dollars for Students. In June 2015, the Educational Finance Branch of the United States Census Bureau released a collection of information about education in the United States. They reported the average amount, which is in dollars per student, spent by public schools in each state during the 2013 fiscal year. The following table divides the states according to whether they lie east or west of the Mississippi River. Here's what you have to do. Write a report comparing the amounts eastern and western states spend to educate their children. A complete report, should be complete, report will include a visual display, stem and leaf plot, and a well-written comparison of the distribution of expenditures in context. Now, think about what we've talked about. When you describe a distribution, you're talking center, shape, spread. But this time we're comparing two different distributions. The eastern states and the western states, and I ask you specifically to do a stem and leaf plot. So the problem is with a stem and leaf plot, when you create that the stem and the leaves, and it would make sense to do a back to back. You can only have one digit be in the stem and one digit be in the leaf. But if you look at the amount here, we have $8,755, which has 4 digits, and some of these have even more. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to round this. You can either round numbers, and so to the hundreds place is we're going to do. So you could call for Alabama, you could say that would be 8,800 if you rounded that. So that would be one option. The other option is, instead of rounding it, you can do something called truncating. And truncating means you just drop off the digits you don't want, and you would call this 8,700. And you might look at that and say, but that's different. Yeah. But as long as you're consistent, you can see that distribution. So if you're rounding, then like this next one would be 16,600. And actually, I said something wrong. I said that your stem can only be one digit, but it can be two. The leaf can, however, only be one. So like on the next one, this would be 13,800. If you truncate, this one would be 16,600, so it would be the same. This one would be 13,800, so it would be the same. So you have to choose. So either truncate, and I just put the numbers here just so that, anyway, or round. Do one or the other, but don't do both. Be consistent. So if you want to truncate, then you're going to truncate all of them. If you want to round, you're going to round all of them. So you choose. Then once you do that, you're going to, so like your stem might be, if you look through the smallest, I'm not seeing anything lower than a 6. So you might have a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You're going to have to go up to whatever the highest is. I know there was something with 16,000. Oop, I'm seeing 19,000. Looks like we have to go up to at least that. So I talked about split stems. Definitely you don't want to do a split stem on this. So then you're going to have, okay, that was a bad line. So then, like, say for Alaska, if you were, make sure you label. So if you were putting eastern on one side, western on the other, Alaska is 18. If you chose to round, then on the 18 you'd be putting a 2. So like that. Notice when I did the other video and I didn't really talk about it, you don't put commas. You just put the next digit next to it. You can refer back to the other video if you need to make sure you are putting them in the right order and all that kind of stuff. But that is what you're going to do for the plot. Then you need to make sure when you are talking about the distributions for each of them that you're talking about center, shape, and spread, and compare. When you are doing a comparison, make sure you are using comparison words. So the eastern states has a center of whatever, but the western states is larger or smaller or something. Use words like that are actually comparing the distributions. So hopefully that should get you started on what to do with this data and how to organize it. When it says to write a complete report, you're just putting words to it. So you're going to tell me and describe it using complete sentences and describing that information. So hopefully that helps.